Welcome back, everyone. I have on the table today 455 Webley Mark 6. The military designated these as the #1 Mark 6. This was the World War I and even in World War II and beyond firearm for the British military. The caliber, of course, is the 455. This is what an iconic handgun, though. This is the iconic handgun of the British and been featured in many movies such as Zulu, incorrectly in that movie. Time period was wrong there. But even Indiana Jones carried one. But so this one is actually not a Webley manufactured. This is an Enfield manufactured firearm. You can see the date of 1923. Enfield took over production from Webley. After all, if you're the government, it's cheaper to have your own arsenal build the firearm than rather have to pay someone to make these. Webley was not reimbursed for that. It was actually the next mark that he sued over, and was eventually asked to help supplement production of the guns again. You can see the various proof marks on this particular 6-inch barrel Webley. Of course, they are a top brake gun. You can see how the extractor works. Now this gun, if we rotate the cylinder around to where the serial number is, you can see the serial number is shaved off on the very bottom portion of it. And what that indicates is this gun has been shaved for the 45 ACP cartridge. Do not fire 45 ACP in these off the shelf because it will damage the gun eventually. There have been cases of them blowing up. This was done to thousands of these guns, and not a safe thing to do. You can download them to 455 pressures. If you shoot 45 ACP in it, what you're doing is essentially shooting a proof load through the gun every shot. And while they will hold up for a while, probably, they eventually will give up and stretch the frame, and worst case scenario, blow the cylinder apart. Has been done, not unusual to see. So be safe if you have a shaved cylinder. Now, what I mean, what cartridge do you shoot? How do you shoot a 45 ACP in a revolver? It's just like the typical Smith & Wesson that I have elsewhere in the channel. You just take a moon clip. These are snap caps, all dummy rounds. They drop right in. You can see it fits and functions perfectly. These are 45 ACP cartridges. They will eject. The second way to do it, let me reach in my pocket. I have a 45 auto rim. The 45 auto rim has a very thick rim, and it's designed specifically for revolvers. You see, it drops right in and fits pretty darn good too. And then, of course, it'll eject correctly. There's also a company that makes a disc that you can put over the back of the cylinder here that will take up that space, and you can shoot the original 455 Webley cartridge that way. However, the extractors are shaved also on these guns, so it might not extract exactly correctly if you do that. You can see the lanyard. This is a correct and original lanyard. The reason I can say that is, even though it's a new production, these are still being made for current firearms in the United Kingdom. This is a sliding knot, normally worn around the neck or around the shoulder under the epaulet. Sorry about that, working around the camera again. Now this is a unique firearm that a bayonet was available for it. The bayonet was not a military issue item. It could be purchased and used for it. Now this is a remanufactured or a replica of that bayonet. As there was only a couple hundred of these made. Even the replicas are not inexpensive. They make a couple of variations on this bayonet. This is the higher grade that has the stampings on it. They were actually engravings on the original, and these are just stamped, but it does have the approximate correct, except for with the little R in the circle, little patent mark. That would not have been on the original. But other than that, it's fairly accurate. The blade is not attached in the same way. It's missing a nut that would hold the blade on. But it's a reasonable facsimile of it. And let me grab the firearm. We'll go ahead and demonstrate. It's actually a fairly decent fit on the firearm, and it's fun for playing around and demonstration purposes on how the bayonet would have fit on these. And you'll see in the background there also I have a Gras bayonet. That's an original Gras bayonet back there. Of course, we can still operate the firearm fine with the bayonet in place. The fit is a little sloppy. It actually came that way. I didn't have to do any fitting on it. And as I said, since they're a $2,000 or so item, the bayonet, it's the reason I have a reproduction of it. Now, the reason for the Gras bayonet, you can see the shape of the blade on this. These were originally constructed from Gras bayonets. And I will pull you can see, well, right off the bat, how similar the scabbard is. They actually cut the scabbards down. You can see there's a little difference in the reproduction to the real thing. And then also, the blade would have been cut off on this bayonet. I'll pull it out. You can see it has that I-beam style construction on the blade. You can see this is a 1879, if we can get it to focus. That's what engraving looks like compared to the stamping on the bayonet, or for the Webley. But the tip of it would have been used for this bayonet. You can see how similar they are, even in the reproduction bayonet. So that is how that bayonet was created. As I said, not a military issue item, but be able to be purchased by it. Also, you'll notice I have an original holster. This is not a reproduction. You can see I love looking at these, the old techniques that these were built with. This is a period holster. It is an unmarked holster, so I can't tell you, I'm not knowledgeable enough to tell you if this was a military holster or not. Probably a commercial version, possibly. I bought this from a fella in England. Actually had to have it shipped here. It was the only reasonably priced one I could find, and he claimed it to be a period mid-1920s, which would match the pistol. And from the look of the holster, I would have to agree that it is a period built item. But I can't tell you if it's military or not. That part I don't have enough knowledge on. So this is a fantastic firearm to put in your collection, even if they're shaved. Just be cautious of shooting 45 ACP through it. I will reload the 45 auto rim brass for it using 454 cast hollow base lead bullets and loading it to Webley specs, using Webley dies even for the larger rim, for the larger diameter bullet. The 45 auto uses around a 452 bullet, so give you a view of that narrow V notch on the sights. So there we go, a very iconic steampunk type, beautiful firearm. And I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but as far as military firearms, form, following, function, what a fantastic firearm. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.